The Angola national football team, nicknamed Palancas Negras, is the national team of Angola and is controlled by the Federação Angolana de Futebol. Angola reached 45th in the FIFA rankings in July 2002. Their greatest accomplishment was qualifying for the 2006 FIFA World Cup. As this was their first appearance on the World Cup final stage, they were eliminated after 1 defeat and 2 draws in the group stage. History: Angola played their first game against PR Congo on February 8, 1976, losing 3-2. Angola qualified for their first Africa Cup of Nations in 1996. They were drawn in Group A with South Africa, Egypt and Cameroon. They lost their first 2 games to Egypt and South Africa, but managed a 3-3 draw against Cameroon. They finished bottom of the group and did not reach the second round. Angola then qualified for their second successive African Cup of Nations in 1998, but again failed to reach the second round, drawing 0-0 with South Africa and 3-3 with Namibia, and losing 5-2 to Carte. After missing the last 3 tournaments, they qualified for the 2006 African Nations Cup. They recorded their first African Cup of Nations win against Togo, winning 3-2, 2 goals coming from Flavio and the other coming from Morito. They also drew 0-0 against Congo Drive and lost 3-1 against Cameroon. Angola's best performance then came in the 2008 African Nations Cup. They were drawn in Group D with Tunisia, South Africa and Senegal. They drew 1-1 and 0-0 with South Africa and Tunisia, then defeated Senegal 3-1, 2 goals coming from Monaco. In the quarter-finals they were beaten by eventual winners Egypt 2-1, but Monaco scored again, finishing with 4 goals in total. Angola also won the COSAFA Cup in 1999, 2001 and 2004. 2006 FIFA World Cup: Angola qualified for the 2006 FIFA World Cup after only losing 1 game in the qualifying ahead of favourites Nigeria. When picking the squad, Gonas Section Alves sought advice from Chelsea manager Jose Mourinho, whose wife was born in Angola. Angola's golden generation saw players like Okwa, João Paulo Ricardo, Paulo Figueiredo and Jumba selected to go to the World Cup. Angola played 6 warm-up games against South Korea, Mauritius, Lesotho, Argentina, Turkey and USA. Angola played their first World Cup finals game against Portuguese side, who won the match 1-0, the only goal coming from Pauleta. There was a very friendly environment in and around the stadium during this match because of the links and friendship between the countries of Angola and Portugal. Angola drew 0-0 in their second game with Mexico, and still had a chance of qualifying for the second round had they beaten Iran in their final group game, but the match finished 1-1 after goals by Flavio and Sohrab Bakhtiarizadeh. Angola were eliminated from the tournament only losing 1 game. 2010 World Cup failure: after the 2006 FIFA World Cup many of Angola's most experienced players such as Okwa and João Paulo Ricardo retired from the international game, but the expectation was still high for the team to qualify for the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa. The team had a bye through the first round of qualification and in the second round they were drawn in Group 3 along with Benin, Uganda and Niger. Despite winning their first 2 matches, Angola failed to proceed to the third round, missing out by 2 points. 2010 Africa Cup of Nations: as hosts of the 2010 Africa Cup of Nations, Angola was seeded in Group A along with Mali, Algeria, and Malawi. Coached by Manuel José Copyright, in their first game they drew 4-4 with Mali, after letting a 4-0 lead slip in the last 11 minutes. They recovered from this by beating Malawi 2-0 in the second match, and topped the group by drawing 0-0 with Algeria. They were knocked out in the quarter-final after a 1-0 defeat by eventual finalists Ghana. Achievements: COSAFA Cup, 3. 1999, 2001, 2004. Central African Games runners-up, 1. 1987. African Nations Championship runners-up, 1. 2011. FIFA World Cup record. As of 2013, Angola has qualified once for a FIFA World Cup. Its first participation on the FIFA World Cup qualification was on 1986, where they won in the first round, beating Senegal for a Euro 3 on penalty kicks. They later lost on the 1986 FIFA World Cup qualification second round to Algeria. Algeria went to the third round and qualified for the 1986 FIFA World Cup in Mexico. Angola's first participation on the World Cup was on the 2006 FIFA World Cup, in Germany. Africa Cup of Nations record, Angola all-time record against all nations, schedule, 2013 record, 2014 record, current squad. The following players were called for the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations qualification against Lesotho on 10 and 15 October 2014. Caps and goals as of August 3, 2014 after the match against Ethiopia. Recent call-ups, the following players have been called up in the last 12 months. Previous squads, FIFA World Cup, 2006 FIFA World Cup squads: Euro Angola, Africa Cup of Nations, 2013 Africa Cup of Nations squads: Euro Angola, 2012 Africa Cup of Nations squads: Euro Angola, 2010 Africa Cup of Nations squads: Euro Angola, 2008 Africa Cup of Nations squads: Euro Angola, 2006 Africa Cup of Nations squads: Euro Angola, 1998 Africa Cup of Nations squads: Euro Angola, 1996 Africa Cup of Nations squads: Euro Angola. Kit suppliers. Between 2006 to 2012, Angola's kits were supplied by Puma. Adidas took over in 2012 and remain Angola's kit suppliers to this day. See also, Angola women's national football team. Notes: FIFA awarded Angola a 3-0 win as a result of Liberia fielding the ineligible player Nathaniel Sherman. The match originally ended 4-1 to Angola. References. External links: Fedra Pickavolt Poundo Angolana de Futebol.